What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today we got Marion Barber, aka Marion the Barbarian, through the years. Now, we can kick things off in NCAA 03, which was his sophomore season. He's 86 overall. He comes in with 92 speed, 64 strength, 69 awareness, 83 agility, 85 acceleration, 64 for his catch rating, 73 for his carry rating, and then a 73 for his break tackle rating. Now, he was a freshman at one point in his career, and his freshman season would have been the 2001 season, which would have put him in NCAA 2002. But yeah, I did my research. I got the game. I looked through the roster. There was no redshirt freshman because he was a true freshman, but he would get the redshirt tag after an injury. We're going to get into that in a little bit later. But for his freshman season, he carried the rock 118 times in 11 games with 742 yards. He also had 7 TDs, averaged 6.3 yards per carry, caught 2 passes for 19 yards. In the game versus Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns, he put up a grand total of 173 yards on 26 carries, 2 TDs. Versus Michigan State, he put up 158 yards on 15 carries and 2 TDs. And then in a loss to Ohio State, he put up 84 yards on 15 carries. For his sophomore season, he ran the ball a grand total of 19 times for 69 yards just in 2 games. I believe he got hurt, so they gave him the medical red shirt, I believe. And then in 2003 for NCAA 04, he would be a redshirt sophomore, but he'll basically have 2 sophomore campaigns. Alrighty, so he also catch 3 passes for 25 yards. He'll run the ball 9 times versus Louisiana in a win for just 21 yards, and then he'll run the ball 10 times versus the Buffalo, or the University of Buffalo, I should say, for 48 yards and 2 receptions for 19 yards. All right, let's move on to NCAA 2004. Big Carson Palmer on the cover. Marion the Barbarian comes in at 88 overall. He also has 88 speed, 64 strength, 67 awareness, 87 agility, 89 acceleration, 64 catch, 72 for his carry, and a 73 break tackle rating. Now, this is technically his redshirt sophomore season because, again, like I mentioned earlier, he was hurt. So they could have used a medical red shirt, or they could have just used his regular red shirt because, again, they had never redshirted him in the past because he was a true freshman and a true sophomore. But now he's a redshirt sophomore. He played in 13 games. He ran the ball 207 times for 1,196 yards, 5.8 yards per carry, and he also had 17 TDs. I repeat, he had 17 TDs, and he also caught 13 passes for 119 yards, averaging 9.2 yards per reception. Now, when it comes to his best game of the season, I believe it was versus Penn State, 134 yards, 1 rushing TD, and 1 receiving TD as well. But he also had a pretty good game versus Wisconsin. And versus Wisconsin, what did he do? He put up a grand total of 139 yards. But his very best game was in a win versus, or in a loss versus Michigan. It was his highest rushing total in the Big Ten, 21 carries, 197 yards plus a TD, and he caught 4 passes for 46 yards. And again, 197 on the ground on 21 carries. That's his best in Big Ten play. Moving on to his junior season, and this would be his last season in college. Your boy was a beast, man, at 93 overall in NCAA 05, and at this point he had a running mate by the name of Lawrence Maroney, who would play for the Patriots, and this was one of the better 1-2 punches in college football during this time. Now, anyways, in NCAA 05, he's 93 overall with 90 speed, 74 strength, 88 awareness, 88 agility, 92 acceleration, 78 for his catch, 90 for his carry, and a 94 break tackle rating. Now, when it comes to his real life numbers, he would play in 12 games, run the ball 231 times for a career best 1,269 yards, averaging 5.5 yards per carry, 11 TDs, caught 3 passes for 27 yards. Now, when we look at some of his best games in college, they look like this for his junior season. Now, his sophomore season, I told you, put up 197 yards versus Michigan. That was his most in Big Ten play. Well, his most in his career came versus Colorado State the next season, 31 touches for 201 yards. Beasting and feasting. Versus Iowa, he would put up 167 of them things. And then in their bowl game versus Alabama, he would have 1 touchdown on 37 carries and 187 yards. For his career, he would catch 500, or he would run the ball 575 times for 3,276 yards, 35 TDs, averaging 5.7 yards per touch, and of course 21 receptions for 190 yards, but 0 TDs through the air. And of course he's 89 overall for his average as a video game character in NCAA. So here we go. Going to the pros. He was a 4th round pick number 109 in the 2005 draft to those Dallas Cowboys. And throughout his career, he would mostly be a backup in Dallas. But we all know, if you were playing Madden back in the day, you made him the starter. There was really no reason to have Julius Jones running the football for you, because Marion the Barbarian could do things like that. Anyways, man, Madden 06, 73 overall, 87 speed, 67 strength, 51 awareness, 87 agility, 87 acceleration, 64 for his catch, 77 carry, and a 76 for his break tackle rating. Now, he was a backup, but he would play in 13 games, run the ball 138 times for 538 yards, 5 TDs, broke off a 28-yarder for his long of the season. He would also average 41.4 yards per game. He would also catch 18 receptions for 115 yards. His first 100-yard game came versus those Arizona Cardinals, 27 carries, 127 yards, 2 TDs, versus the Seattle Seahawks, who put up 95 yards, and versus the Kansas City Chiefs, 15 carries, 82 yards, 2 receptions for 32 yards. Let's move on. Madden 07. And in Madden 07, he is now 81 overall, and you can see him just running through arm tackles like it's nothing. This dude is a beast, especially when we get to Madden 08, because that's when they introduced the weapons, and you had the trucking weapon, and I mean, it was just deadly. It was just deadly running with this guy behind a decent O-line in Dallas. Now, anyways, man, when we look at his numbers in Madden 07, he was 81 overall, like I said, 87 speed, 87 agility, 89 acceleration, 83 trucking, 82 elusiveness, 84 ball carrier vision, 80 for that stiff arm, and then 74 for his spin move. He would play in all 16 games this season, run the ball 135 times for 654 yards. He would also put up 14 TDs. 14 TDs, which is a career best for Marion the Barbarian. He would also have a long of 25 yards. So, I mean, he was your short yardage back, goal line specialist, if you will, and he was getting it done. He would also average 40.9 yards per game. He caught 23 passes for 196 yards, plus 2 receiving TDs. And they win versus Carolina, 9 carries, 49 yards, plus 2 touches. And they win versus Tampa Bay, 16 carries for 86 yards. And then they win versus Atlanta. He will also have a pretty decent game, 69 on the ground on 11 carries, 2 TDs, and he also catch 4 passes for 27 yards. And in that Tampa Bay game, he also caught 2 passes, and both of those passes went for touchdowns. Please believe it. And now Madden 08, 86 overall, breaking tackles left and right. It was a marvel to play with this guy, especially online. I didn't do it too much because I'm a Niner fan, but sometimes you had to go with beast mode before beast mode. I always like to say that he was kind of like Marshawn before Marshawn got into the league. They looked the same, dreads, same face mask, same kind of helmet, same mouthpiece, yada, yada, yada. And they kind of ran the same. Not saying that he's Marshawn, because Marshawn's definitely a better version of this. I'm just saying he reminded me of him. One of the few people that did. Anyways, man, when we look at his numbers in Madden 08, 86 overall, 88 speed, 87 agility, 90 acceleration, 90 trucking, 87 elusiveness, 93 ball carrier vision, 85 stiff arm, and 85 juke move. He made it to the Pro Bowl, y'all. Made it to the Pro Bowl. 16 games played, 204 Ks for 975 yards, 10 TDs, broke off a 54-yarder. He also averaged 60.9 yards per game. 44 receptions for 282 yards, which puts him over the 1,000-yard mark for all-purpose yards. Versus Chicago, 15 carries, 102 yards, plus a TD, and he also caught 1 TD pass as well. Versus the Jets, he also had 18 carries for 105 yards. Moving on to Madden 09, they still had the weapons, and he was still a weapon, and this time he was a full-time starter for those Dallas Cowboys. He's 93 overall, 92 speed, 94 agility, 95 acceleration, 99 trucking. Get out the way. 99 trucking. 85 for his elusiveness, 85 ball carrier vision, 95 for that stiff arm, 86 for that juke move. 15 games played, in 2008. He ran the ball 238 times for 885 yards, 7 TDs. He had a long of 35. He had an average of 59 yards per game, 52 receptions for 417 yards, plus 2 receiving TDs. And they win versus Green Bay, 28 carries, 142 yards, plus a touchie. Versus Cleveland, 16 carries, 80 yards, plus 2 touchies, 3 receptions for 21 yards. And then they win versus Washington, 24 carries for 114 yards, 1 TD, and he also caught 6 passes for 39 yards. And the truck stick was mean with this guy. I mean, the truck stick was just medieval with this guy. You don't want to bring a safety or a corner to come tackle him unless it was like Brian Dawkins or Sean Taylor. Oh, it would just be trouble. It would just be trouble for anybody in the secondary. Anybody can get the shoulder from Marion the Barbarian. Let's move on to Madden 2010. In Madden 2010, he's 88 overall, 85 speed, 86 agility, 93 acceleration, 94 for his trucking, 88 for his ball carrier vision, 97 stiff arm, and an 81 juke move. For the 2009 NFL season, he's still your starting running back for the Dallas Cowboys. He would also run the ball 214 times in 15 games. He ran for 932 yards, 7 TDs on the ground, a long of 35. He would average 62.1 yards per game, 26 receptions for 221 yards. And they lost for those New York G-men, those Giants. 18 carries, 124 yards. And they win versus Washington, 20 carries, 99 yards, 1 reception for 8 yards. And they win versus New Orleans, 17 carries, 62 yards, 2 rushing TDs, 1 reception for 11 yards. And again, this man was a beast. Now, if anybody's wondering, I did it through the years for DeMarco Murray. Check it out. Also did it through the years for Emmitt Smith. I got my Dallas Cowboy running back fans. I got you. I did Tony Romo. I did Jason Witten. I did Des Bryant too back in the day. So go check it out if you feel like it. Anyways, Madden 11. His last Madden on those Dallas Cowboys. Now, I do think that his best player model with the Cowboys was definitely Madden 10 and 11. I feel like those were the ones that looked like him the most. Madden 12 looks phenomenal to me. It still looks phenomenal to this day to me. All the player models look pretty fantastic. But as a Cowboy, 10 and 11 I think are top notch. And Madden 10 to me was my favorite looking Marion Barber. Anyways, in Madden 11, 84 overall, 84 speed, 83 agility, 86 acceleration, 88 truck, 88 ball carrier vision, 95 stiff arm, 82 juke move, and an 87 carry, plus a 75 catch for this season. His last season for the Cowboys. 13 games played, 113 carries for 374 yards, still got in the end zone 4 times, broke off a 25-yarder for his longest carry of the season, averaged 28.8 yards per game, 11 receptions for 49 yards, had a pretty good game versus Houston, 55 carries, 1 TD, versus Jacksonville put up a touchdown, and versus New Orleans put up a touchdown as well. As a Chicago Bear in Madden 12, he is 75 overall, 80 speed, 79 agility, 82 acceleration, 86 for his awareness, 83 for his trucking, 82 for his ball carrier vision, 56 for his elusiveness, 91 for his stiff arm, 78 for his juke move, and an 87 carry. I said and an 87 carry, and still running people over, man. For Chicago, he played in 11 games, backing up Matt Forte. He would also run the ball 114 times for 422 yards, 6 TDs, had a long of 29. He also averaged 38.4 yards per carry, 5 receptions, 50 yards. Had a big game versus the Denver Broncos, put up 100 yards. His only 100-yard game for the Bears, but he fumbled, and that fumble would lead to Tebow time. Anyways, for his average in the NFL, or in Madden I should say, is 82.8 overall as a Madden character. That is going to do it. If you have a suggestion for another through the years, let me know down in the comment section below. I hope the rest of your day is the best of your day. Y'all be safe out there. And until you meet again, peace, love, hot sauce.